Good evening. We, as imperfect humans, often romanticize about the anticipated milestones in our lives, but are not always prepared for them. I had my first child in the 70s, before epidurals were common during childbirth. No one warned me that it would feel like an 18-wheeler was trying to drive through my body. So I thought I would surely die. I was not prepared. Many years later, I looked forward to delighting in the presence of my grandchildren. One day, 4-year-old Isaiah asked me, "Mama Kay, how old were you when the dinosaurs roamed the earth?" For that question, I was not prepared. When I look back on the early years of my marriage and the pain and suffering we experienced, I know I was not prepared. For that reason, and because of years of learning and a long healing process, the subject of marriage and premarital counseling is very important to me. I realize, however, that it is difficult to be prepared for something you don't understand. So what is marriage? The basic Greek word for marry or marriage is gameo, which derives from the same root as the English word gem, G-E-M. The root word literally means to fuse together. Fusion of different elements into one describes the process by which precious gems are formed deep in the earth. Diamonds don't form in 10 years. They require millennia, a long time. That process is also an apt description of what marriage is intended to be. In Matthew 19, Jesus responded to a question from the Pharisees by saying, "Haven't you read," he replied, "that at the beginning the Creator made them male and female, and said, 'For this reason a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh.' So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate." There must be sufficient time for two people with separate and distinct backgrounds and personalities to become fused together as one flesh. One flesh is not simply the gluing of two people together, but rather the fusing of two distinct lives into one. Marriage is not a man-made idea. Marriage was created by God. He created it, He designed it, He established it, and defined its parameters. God created the man and then the woman. He then brought them together and confirmed their relationship as husband and wife, ordaining the institution of marriage. In Ephesians 5, marriage is compared to Christ's relationship with the church. The relationship between Christ and His church is a model for that which should exist between husband and wife, a relationship of respect, mutual submission, and sacrificial love. Hebrews 13:4 tells us that marriage should be honored by all. Marriage is the foundation upon which God began to build society. The institution of marriage predates all other institutions. Before there were nations or governments, before there were churches, schools, or businesses, there was the family. And before there was the family, there was marriage. The family is the basic foundation of any healthy society. Marriage is the foundation of the family. Marriage is two imperfect people committing to a perfect institution by making a vow to God. People marry for many reasons. Some reasons are healthy and some are unhealthy. The most common reason is because I love him or her. The best reason is because it is God's will. Out of respect for time, I have provided a handout with examples of healthy and unhealthy reasons for marriage. Premarital counseling is different than most other types of counseling, as instead of dealing with existing problems, it is generally preventative. There's a lack of scientific data measuring the effects of premarital counseling. However, some premarital enrichment programs report a 30% reduction in the rate of divorce. In Christian Counseling, A Comprehensive Guide, Gary Collins shares a study whose results revealed that the average person who participated in a premarital prevention program were significantly better off than 79% of people who did not participate. According to Prepare Enrich, in a survey of 3,334 couples, premarital education programs were found to reduce divorce by 31%. Participants with premarital education had higher marital satisfaction, higher commitment, and lower marital conflict. Christian Marriage Enrichment conducted an extensive marriage and family survey throughout the U.S. upon a Christian population. 15% of those who participated in just one counseling session stated that it helped their marriage. 31% of those who received 2 sessions said it definitely helped, and 75% of those receiving 7 or more sessions said that premarital counseling definitely helped their marriage. There are many goals of premarital counseling. I will share with you 9 of the many possible goals. Number 1, the counselor wants to develop a relationship with the couple to establish rapport that will continue into the future. Secondly, the counselor wants to teach about marriage. He or she can help couples understand the significance of marriage, give them a biblical view, and let them know what to expect. Third, assessing marital readiness. Marital success requires psychological and spiritual maturity of the couple as individuals. 4, exploring possible problem areas. This is about growth and change. Comfortable people seldom change. The counselor can create a sense of unrest and questioning by creating a series of miniature crises and discuss how the couple would handle. I have provided a list of probing what-if questions to give you an idea of the kinds of questions that can stimulate deeper thought, and those were provided in your handout. A 5th goal could be establishing realistic expectations. H. Norman Wright states, "Many marriages today are like the house built upon sand. They have been built on a weak foundation of dreams. Unrealistic expectations and fantasies create a gulf between the partners and cause disappointments." 6, spiritual growth. Each party should evaluate their commitment to Jesus Christ and discuss how Scripture will be used in their union. Number 7, communication style. The counselor can help the couple discover each one's communication style and teach them how to speak each other's language. And then the decision to marry. Research indicates that out of all engaged couples, 35 to 45% of the engagements are terminated. So the counselor should expect that termination of the engagement is sometimes the result of premarital counseling. And planning the wedding. It's best if this counseling happens before wedding planning commitments have been made. That takes the pressure off the couple, and so they're not blinded by commitments, financial or otherwise. The structure of the counseling sessions can differ. Effective counseling often includes several sessions. 6 to 8 appear to be optimal. Each session is usually structured to cover certain activities and subject matter. Activities include discussion, taking assessments, response to assessments, and discussion of finances and budget. Homework is generally assigned, which includes reading books and articles and answering questions. I have provided a handout with some of those resources that you can refer to. In The Blessed Marriage, Robert Morris states, "Marriage is the very image of God. A married couple submitted to the divine design for matrimony will present a picture of God to the world." As a Christian counselor, what could be more important than preparing couples to do that? Thank you.